הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבת אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב.
Shalom. Our Torah portion this week is Nasso, the second portion of the book of Bamidbar, the book of Numbers. In chapter 6 of the book of Numbers, we find one of the most familiar passages in the Bible, the priestly benediction. Some people call it the Birkat Mishuleshet, the threefold benediction, or other people refer to it as the Birkat Kohanim, simply the priestly benediction. Let's take a look at it in the Hebrew. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe lemor, daber el Aharon ve'el banav lemor, ko tevarchu et bnei Yisrael va'amor lahem, yavarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha, ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chuneka, yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. The Lord spoke to Moses, "Speak to Aaron and his son. Thus shall you bless the people of Israel. Say to them, the Lord bless and protect you. The Lord deal kindly and graciously with you. The Lord bestow his favor upon you and grant you peace." This blessing was invoked by the high priest in the temple in ancient Israel. He actually invoked it. He said these particular words, these exact words, every day, probably after having performed the ritual sacrifices that were required on a daily basis. It became Jewish tradition that parents would recite this blessing over their children on the eve of the Sabbath. In traditional congregations, there is a tradition of calling up the people who are descendants of the priests to the bima on the afternoon of Yom Kippur, and to have them bless the congregation in these words, in a ceremony called duchanim. And in more liberal congregations, it's not unusual for rabbis to use these words to bless the congregation as at the end of services, or to say these words over a newly married couple, or a bar or bat mitzvah. Now, you might notice that there are three statements here, three words, building up with sort of their intensity as they go along. The first line, the first verse, consists of three words. The second verse consists of 5 words, and the third and final verse consists of 7 words. The late Nechama Leibowitz, the wonderful commentator of the Torah who lived in Israel, points out that the first blessing, or that first line, Yavarechecha vayishmarecha, may the Lord bless you and watch over you, have the feeling of a material blessing. When someone says those words, what they are wishing you is that God blesses you with your material needs, with health and a sense of physical security. The second verse deals not with material blessings, but with spiritual blessings. Ya'er Adonai panav alecha v'chunecha. May the Lord shine his countenance upon you and be gracious unto you. After your material needs are met, then what you need is spiritual enlightenment, according to Nechama Leibowitz. You need a sense of true purpose in life. Your purpose isn't just to fill your belly and to have a roof over your head. You have a greater spiritual destiny than your mere physical existence. Now, the final blessing, Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav alecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May the Lord lift His countenance upon you and give you peace, indicates social blessing. May you live with amongst people who care about you, who respect you. May you live in a community where people care about each other, where there is a strong sense of compassion and justice. When you have these three things, when you have the material blessings, when you have the spiritual blessings of Torah, then you can develop a community in which the ultimate blessing of peace reigns powerfully. Shalom comes from a word meaning to complete. And when you have these ingredients, when you have your material needs met, your spiritual needs met, and your social needs met, you are finally blessed with that strong sense of peace. Well, I hope that you will read this week's Torah portion, come to your own conclusions, and till I see you next time, Shabbat Shalom.
Shalom Rabbi Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam Ki Atahu Melech Adon Lecha Shalom Melech Adon Lechol HaShalom.